Hello, I'm Eileen Roche, founder of Designs and Machine Embroidery, and I'm delighted that you're here today for this episode of Between Friends. I'm going to be joined by a good friend of mine in just a moment. But before I do, welcome her in. I just want to greet everybody, and I'm so grateful you're here. We have Anna from Washington State. This by Chris Embroidery, Isabelle Briand. I'm pretty sure she's from France. It's nice to have her here too. Carolyn Kessler from Arlington, Texas. That's practically a neighbor of mine. I live in North Texas also. Oh, and here is Susan in Maryland and Nancy up in Puyallup, Washington. It's been a long time since I've been into Puyallup, but it is a beautiful part of our country. And Leah in South Central Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness, some of you tuned in really early, like Star Reynolds and Suzanne from Cape Cod, Diane from Massachusetts. It's just really great to have you all here. So please sign in if you haven't already. Let us know where you're watching from. And also let me know if you are part of Sue Brown's OML Embroidery gang, who hangs out over on OML Embroidery's YouTube channel an awful lot. So I'd like to know if you are here to see Sue and say hello to her. So let's go ahead and welcome in Sue. Now, if you don't know Sue, Sue is from OML Embroidery. Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Love the googly eyes behind you. I just wish they were kind of shaken.
Glow in the dark. Yeah, no, glow in the dark too.
Glow in the dark. Oh, is that a little spooky when you come into your studio at night?
It could be. It could be, but everything has googly eyes on it, so I just know what it is.
You just know it, and it's your home, so it's not scary.
Nah, not at all. It's funny, I think. It needs eyebrows, though. I like to give my googly eyes expressions.
Oh, yeah. Well, here, Esther Hoplin's tuning in, and she says she can never find your link to watch your show. So help her out. How can she find, OML Embroidery on YouTube?
Just search for OML Embroidery, and you'll see the bright things on it. It's got a big thing that says OML Embroidery. Or if you're on Facebook, join the OML Embroidery University Facebook group, and then you get the links directly as I'm doing them. And my mods put in another link just like half an hour before it starts. And I usually do an event, so you get more notification in the group. But you should be able to find OML Embroidery. Just search that.
Right. And so Roberta here is saying that she joined your Sue's University and linked to her on Facebook. So she loves both OML and Dime. That's great. So if someone, followed those steps too, that would get them connected, right?
Yes.
For sure.
Lots of links in the group, and the group is back up to the channel. So if I do something that you don't understand, like with the software, you can ask in the group and we'll all help out if you get stuck.
Great. And so when you say group, you mean Facebook, right?
Facebook group, yes. Yeah. The university.
Yeah, right. The university. Oh boy, there's a lot of terms that we have to master, right?
I know. Yeah.
And I like your term mods for your moderators. That's pretty cool.
They are an awesome bunch, our mods. I try to thank them every video. I don't always get there, but they know. They know they're loved. They do everything that I forget. So yeah, love the mods. They're awesome. Yep.
That's great. Wow, we really have people tuning in from all over. Illinois, Naples, Florida, Northern California, Wisconsin. I'm heading up there very fairly soon myself into that beautiful part of the country. Well, Sue, today we are here to talk about one of your favorite topics, which is text, embroidered text, right?
Fonts, lettering, embroidered lettering. I could play with it all day.
Yeah, it is addicting. It's hard to stop playing with it.
It's so creative and so many things you can add to it. And it just makes the design if you get the right font. And I love doing that. I love it.
That's awesome. And we both share an affinity for a really great software program, which is Word Art and Stitches, made by Dime. Of course, you know, that's the shameless plug, right? Today's event is actually, you know, the product sponsor is Word Art and Stitches. So it is, you know, it's an investment in your embroidery hobby, career, whatever you want to call it. But text software or lettering software, whatever you want to call it, is a program that is indispensable, and every dollar you spend on it is worth it, because with Dime, all of our software is updated for free for forever. You know, there's no expiration date. If Microsoft or Apple comes out with a new operating system, you will receive a free update from Dime and updating your Word Art and Stitches, so that you don't have to buy another lettering program when you get a new computer. So, you know, we think that's a real bargain for many of you who know in the past, maybe you've had to buy several different software programs because, like, Windows 7 was no longer supported by Microsoft. So therefore, neither was your embroidery software at that time. But anyway, so what's so great about it, Sue? I mean, it has so many fun fonts, right?
I could probably play with Word Art and Stitches all day. In fact, I have. And I warn people when I do it on video, I warn people that, you know, I'll try to control myself, but if I spend too much time doing it, my favorite is the bubble art. So
The
you can
bubble
pick,
art.
yeah, you can pick the words and the colors,
Okay.
and it will put it inside a shape. And if you don't like that, you can spin it again, so to say, and it'll change everything around.
Right.
Big, small, different colors. That I could play with every day. And they do stitch out beautifully.
They do.
So, yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yes, I agree. I mean, they've been professionally digitized, all the fonts that are in there. So it's not a wizard, you know, that's just like dumping fill stitches into rectangles and circles, right? So should we take a look at it?
Yeah, love it. Don't play too long.
All right, well, here's a funny one. So Jody Barry, she says, I have that software and have no clue how to use it. Okay, Jody, we're going to assign you a task. Watch today's class or Facebook live session, and then get your software out and follow the steps that Sue and I share today, and you will be you'll be falling in love with the software that you already own. Okay, so here is the interface. And if you have any of our other Dime software, you are familiar with this screen. Now, I do have, when you load Embroidery Toolshed, which is the software program that all of the Dime software lives inside. That's why we call it a tool shed. They're literally all stored in the shed. So down on the right-hand column or corner of the window is where you'll see all of the available software programs for Dime software. And when you have purchased them, then you'll have a yellow check mark in the box next to the software programs that you own. And for today's class, since I own them all, I have actually gone into this little option, and I've said that I'm going to make Word Art and Stitches my default software today, so that I don't confuse you and show you some features from other software. Okay, I'm probably confusing you now, so let's just take a look at it. First thing I'm going to do is look at the top toolbar, really basic functions: copy, paste, a print, stitch simulator, and the undo arrow, which, you know, we love, right, Sue? And
Definitely.
the redo arrow, yes, for sure. Here is the magnification or the size of the design that you are viewing, and so forth. But down here, the next row is the really fun stuff. The first icon, the text tool, is where you access most of your fonts. So let's go ahead and click on that, and I'll just type the letter A, and then when I hover my mouse over the font window on the right corner of my screen, now I see every font that comes with Word Art and Stitches, and there are a lot of different fonts. This is the fun part, right? I mean,
I
Sue.
I love this part. I could
Yeah.
roll back and forth and look
Yep.
at them. It's
Yep.
really nice to be able to see them large enough and in color, as a matter of fact.
That's
It
right.
makes a difference.
And you can see those that are going to stitch in multiple colors are displayed in multiple colors. Like here's the magnolia. That's actually going to be 3 different colors that will stitch in that design. Some of these other monogram fonts are also, 2, maybe 3 colors. And, with Taj Mahal, I know we're going to talk about that one in a little bit. That's a
My
favorite.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's look at wingtips just because it's a beautiful font. Isn't that
Wow.
gorgeous? Yeah.
Yes.
So the stuff you can do with that, and that's upper and lowercase. Oh, and forgive me with all these notices from Adobe, but so to type a word here, let's type Sue Brown, just something simple, right? And I'm typing on the keyboard. And I'm using my space bar just like you would if you were typing some, an email or a Word document. And here we have
Oh,
it.
wow.
I know. How impressive is that?
Wow. And you can
Gorgeous.
change the colors. I'd make
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
fall or Halloweeny.
Oh,
And that
absolutely.
would be,
Mhm.
wow, Christmas
Yeah.
even?
So let's go ahead and, well, once Christmas, let's go ahead and do red. And then we'll do the other in a really nice green.
Yes.
And there's your Christmas. And maybe you want a little gold in there.
Yes.
And there you have it. I mean, it's
Wow.
that easy to change those colors. But,
Wow.
Sue, I think that there's too much space between Sue and Brown. So how would I to move that? I do just place my cursor over those diamonds, the blue diamonds, and then I can move it to the right. And everything to the right of that will move with it. Or I can pull it over to the left.
I really like that feature.
Yeah.
That you don't have to mess around or change the kerning of any other letter. You
Yeah.
can just move it and get it
Right.
exactly where you want it.
That's right. And
Yeah,
but
it's
Sue, you're pretty special. So I really want that S to be big. And I can easily change the size of just one letter.
that
Just like
that
that.
makes it, oh, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
So much fun. Now, of course, I could move that so that we are, on the same plane as the other. But actually, I liked it the other way where it's flanking the whole word.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
like that too.
yeah, so I just used my undo arrow to make that go back to the previous version that I liked. And now I'll do the redo, just so you can see how easy it is to change and audition one position over another. And then
The
when you
only
like it,
the
you
only
say,
hard part about that is
yeah,
deciding.
deciding.
Yeah, which one you like better, up or
Yeah.
down, up or
Well,
down.
what I like to do is right now I would save it as, I would do a save as SB probably. And then I make some changes and then SB1, SB2, SB3, SB1.
It's a good idea. Then you don't
Yeah,
lose your work
right. And then
for sure.
eventually, I take a look at them all and then I delete the ones that I'm not going to use.
See, I'm more of a on one page. I'll do it and then
Mm, okay.
copy
Yeah,
and paste, and then
yes,
I can see them all.
sure. And I'm guilty of that too. Okay, well, Sharon Cabral wants to know what is kerning. So,
Kerning is the spacing between the letters. So, not necessarily the words, but the letters. So,
right.
if your font has the incorrect kerning, it's either going to be too far apart or too close together.
Hmm.
So when you're moving the letters, like for example, on the brown, if
Yeah,
only the B went, you'd have to make sure all the other letters were kerned properly so it doesn't look weird. But they all go together so it stays the same.
right. And so in this software, you have, that's one of the features that you can change the whole word, the kerning all at one time, or you
Oh,
can change the kerning of just one letter.
now, everybody has stitched out or looked at a font, and if it's LL and the L's are too close,
Hmm.
and if you can't figure out how to separate them, it doesn't look right. So that's what kerning is. You just want those moved over a little bit.
Yeah. So here, what's a good word to experiment with? And that's love, because it has some interesting angles going on. We have a solid, almost a square for the E. We have a triangle for the V, and an O is a circle, and then a rectangle for the L, right? So just here we are in the software, right? And so when I have my select tool selected, which is that red arrow in the vertical toolbar, then I am just selecting the whole word. I'm selecting the embroidery design. But when I want to select individual text, then I have to select the text tool. Now, when I click on that word, you'll see my kerning features now appear. And this is when I can move, one letter, two letters, all of them. So here's a good example. Notice the space between the V and the E. It's, oh my goodness, it's minuscule, right? See how close it is? Well, believe it or not, that's the same distance between the O and the V. But because of the shape of the O and the V at that angle, they look like they're further apart. So you may decide to move your V a little closer to the L, and that may be more pleasing to the eye.
The other thing you could do is kern them really close, but have them up and down and create your own kind of like word design quite easily. So like, move it. Yeah. And then kind of squish it in and or turn it even. Yeah. There's so much. That's why I say I could play with fonts all day, because you can make pictures out of words. And this software makes it so easy. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so user-friendly.
Just like that. Yeah.
Right. Look how much fun that is. So notice when you're using the software, my cursor right now, see the white arrow and the little A next to it? That means the text tool is selected. When I go to just select the select tool, then my cursor is just the white arrow. So all of our tools here in our software, when selected, are the cursor changes. So that tells you, like, if you're frustrated that I want to move the O, not the whole word, it's probably because your text tool is not selected. So just, the software is not broken. Just relax, exhale, and take a good look at that cursor, and that'll tell you what tool you have selected. So let's see. How do you center a design? Okay. Well, here's one way that we can center this whole big design. Sue Brown, I select the whole thing, and then I hover my cursor over the ruler at the top, and I right click and then click on Center Origin. And now you'll see that my embroidery design is centered on the 0 vertically and horizontally, right? So
that's how I do it.
Yeah. Is that how you do it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Super easy. Super easy. But, let's see. Whenever you save a design, your machine, like, it automatically centers. So right?
I don't worry about it too much unless I'm copying and pasting from one to another or something.
Right.
It'll get there.
The design. Yeah. I'm building the design. Okay. So we have tasks here. We have a list of tasks. So let's bring up a new screen and jump back into the fonts so that we can see. I want to take a look at the jumbo fonts. We have two really fun jumbo fonts in here. Where's my alphabet, right? Okay, we have the Jumbo Fairmont. Oh, we love this. So we'll do ABC because we're not very creative today. And but that's a gorgeous wide satin, and it has a second color running stitch outline that is on both the right and the left side of the satin. That's a beautiful large font that you can, right now it's 7 inches tall, and you can make that, you can make that really almost as tall as you want. this software will split the satins, but look how big this is right now. Right now, the height is 11 inches, and we zoom in, you can see those satins are still intact. That's beautiful.
That's
Gonna stitch
amazing.
out. Yeah. Okay, so now I want to show you another jumbo font, and that is the next one. This is the Ritz, just in case you're going to the Ritz. So this has a fill and lots of filigree. It's really curvaceous and all those little filigree doodads. Oh, I love that. So let's go to the overhead cam and take a look. I have that stitched out. This is actually on a sham, but due to the camera, you can't see the whole sham. So I selected a gray and then the black outline, because this goes, on an elegant bedding that is white and soft gray with some black accents in the room. But this design is large. That is at least 11 inches tall. And, the width, I did have to hoop it twice. So here was my first hooping. And then I just hooped the second. Use templates, super easy. So that's a beautiful, beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So let's see. Roxana Sherratt says, I would never use something that large. Well, Roxana, tell us where you're from, because if you are, in the South, it's all about big monograms down here, honey. People put monograms on their car. Maybe not in Texas, but they do in Alabama and Florida and so forth. But so that's a Euro sham, and a Euro sham is 26 inches square. And imagine on a king size bed, a queen size bed, one large monogram sham in the center of the bed. Beautiful, just elegant.
It's really nice to have the option, because most fonts won't allow you to go that big without splitting up and looking terrible. So never say never. That's perfect.
Right. And Roxana says, well, not right now. Maybe later when friends' kids are bigger. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so next we want to take a look at, I do want to share one more thing. We have this coolest, I said we don't have a wizard, but we kind of have a wizard. So when we click on the wizard hat and then click on open, we have these options, 1, 2, 3, 4 letters or a name. And look at all these preset monograms that are there for you that, of course, they're all the letter A, right? But that's just preset. So then when you select one, and let's go ahead and take this A here, and you see I have a text window here, and I can now type in my letter, and I'll click the W, and you see that appears, and I say, okay, now it's on the screen. And the height of that is only 2 inches. So there you go. You don't have to go big if you don't want to go big. But let's go ahead.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Let's look at some of those the 2-letter. And, we have modern families, right? Like, look at the 4-letter. We have couples that, are married and maybe they don't share the same last name, or they're just partners and they don't share the same last name. So you have lots of options here. Like, let's take a look at this one. So let's just say this is, Annette Ward is married to Brad Brooks, right? So that's what I'm calling that out. So I'm saying that the W is the last name, and let's change that to a D. And the AB, we can change that to CE. And then that last letter, we'll do F. And click apply. And now you see, right? Now you have the initials that you need for that couple. And, it's all done for you. It's so fun. Up here, it tells you the width, the height, the size. So you can go ahead and change that a little bit. If you want to make that 4.5, you can, and the software will do it right there. You also, of course, have the option to resize in this fashion, just by dragging, grabbing that corner boundary box handle and resizing. And if you want to morph it, boy, you can do that too, for sure. Now it looks it looks a little bit more Art Deco.
Yeah, I love that. I think I'm going to have to do a monogramming class.
Oh, monogramming is so fun. And, even if you're not like a very formal person, monograms are elegant but they don't have to be, fussy, right? As you looked in that wizard, there's a lot of fun layouts that are more youthful, maybe more casual style, maybe country style, they're just really fun.
A lot of times I like to put words in it. So
Oh,
mom,
yeah.
dad, it's
Yeah.
fancy, or dog,
Yeah.
your dog's
Yeah.
name, 3 or 4 lettering, right? You could do
Right.
it that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's just an idea and it happens to
Yeah.
work out perfectly for Mother's Day and Father's
Yeah.
Day, and it
I
looks
also
fancy.
Yeah, and I also like to do addresses, like the house number and the street. Those
Ooh,
types of things are kind of fun. Like if you,
yep.
yeah, and I don't know, it's just neat. One other fun thing that you can do in the software is there's these skewing tools. So let's take a look. We have our 4, corner boundary boxes, and then in the middle. So that allows us to squeeze and tighten. Uh, the design. But this skew feature here allows me to really make some fun changes. Isn't that
Oh,
cool?
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, it's not destroying the embroidery. It's going to stitch just beautifully. But, oh, it's really fun. Really
That's
fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And you don't need any digitizing skills. All you really need is, like Sue and I are admitting here, a little bit of time to play in the software, right?
I always suggest that you play with your software.
Yeah.
It's how you get to know it best without any stress of time limits or
Yeah.
anything. And yes, the Dime software I played a lot, and I
Yeah.
still can.
Yeah, right, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to go look for a file that I thought I had open, but here we go. So this is Sue's favorite software. I mean, font. This is the Taj Mahal. Isn't
Yes.
that fun? Look at
Yes.
every letter is a little different.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so creative, and you can do so many things with it.
And I have some pretty stitch outs of that. So let's go ahead and show you. We have Best Mom Ever, which
Oh,
I swear my kids are going to stitch for me someday.
maybe. That's gorgeous.
Isn't it beautiful? I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it. Here, let's bring it up a little closer so you can see all the detail in each individual letter. So, every letter has different elements. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'm up here on the B. So we have like these little crosses and a little vine. Over here, we have more crosses. So that goes together really well, right? But, now the vine is different. Some beautiful chain stitching outlines, lovely satins. And look at these little flowers that are connected by a vine, a fun zigzag, kind of looks like rickrack. And I love this chain stitch outlining the M.
Oh, that's my favorite. Love it.
Yeah, truth be told, this is not really the M. This is the W. Here, it's supposed to be a W. Supposed to be
Nice.
best wow ever. But I like the W better than the M. So I'll show you the M on the software in a minute. But the V, oh, all these accents, so fun. Now I'm showing this in really bright colors, and that navy looks nice. But imagine like red, white, and blue, or something to coordinate with a room, that's your color choices. And it's a lot of color, a lot of different details, but it's really only 5 different colors. And I like that for sure. So here, let's go back over to software so you can see the M. The M is a lovely choice, right?
Yeah.
But
I like the W better, but
yeah, but
yes.
I just kind of like that W better for sure.
Clever. I
See, here
have
it
a
is. So
question.
yeah,
Sorry. I have a
that's all right.
question. For
Mhm.
something you did with Embroidery Garden, didn't you change some of the flowers on the inside of it?
I did.
Because
That's
that
one of the
was
lessons I
amazing.
show.
Oh,
Well,
but you
maybe I
can
can.
if you want.
Yeah, maybe I can.
Sorry.
Maybe I can. Let's let
I
me get a new
can. I can
screen.
do a class on it.
Yeah.
because it'll
Well, I
take.
think I may have done it in PEP, but let's see. Maybe not. Let's see. So we'll go to the Taj Mahal. And we'll bring up one letter. We'll do the B. And these are all uppercase. Okay, so now I'm going to break up the text. Okay, yeah, see, I can do it. And another thing I like to do is down here on the bottom of my screen, I have a plus and a minus, and that's to add or subtract color chips. So I'm going to remove color chips so that I just have my 4 colors that I'm working on. It just simplifies everything. Always think when you're working on software to simplify, simplify, simplify. And, you know, just because it gets confusing. You have so many layers of stitches and so forth. So color chips, controlling your color chips is a great way to simplify. Okay, so right now I have those crosses. So let's get rid of them, right? I'm just selecting them over in the sequence window, and I'm hitting the delete on my keyboard. And then I can go into, maybe, let's put a flamingo. And this is probably not going to work, but I'm just going to try it, okay? But because he's pretty big. But I could put him right there. I mean, there's no harm in that,
works.
right? Yeah,
that works.
It's not
Absolutely.
Yeah, or if there was an element in maybe the letter C that we want to then put in the B, we could, and there isn't. Okay, let's try D. Yeah, there we go. We can do these little tulips. So I'm going to select it and right click, break up text. And then I will select all of these elements. Now it's going to bring, I'm in the green, so that's a group. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to select that and ungroup. And now I'm going to zoom in and remove this so that I can select all of these tulips. And you know, this is a little tricky because you only want to capture, okay, I have to ungroup that, because the flower buds were part of that other chain. So now I can go copy and paste, and I can put them over in my B. Let's get rid of our flamingo and just select our tulips.
Oh, I love that.
Not bad, right? Get rid
that.
of him. Get rid of him. Put him back in place.
And now they almost match, too.
Now they almost match. Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, so yeah, Angelina Cole is asking, she's saying she's new here. Welcome, Angelina. We're really happy that you're joining us today. So this software is Word Art and Stitches, and that's made from Dime. It is fabulous lettering software. And it's a one-time buy. You'll never have to buy it again because there are free updates on all Dime software forever. Isn't that cool? Okay, so yeah, that's how you do that custom editing of, you know, the Taj Mahal. And if you can do it in the Taj Mahal font, then clearly you can do it in the other fonts. You can also do it in other embroidery designs that you bring in, right? Yeah.
I love it. I just think any other way to easily change or customize something to make it so you love it, that just makes me happy.
That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so now let's take a look at something else that I did with the Taj Mahal, because we also talked about, you know, filling some shapes or mixing fonts, because that's really a trend today. So here, right, Taj Mahal, all one font, all the same. But then when you add a script, isn't that fun? It just kind of looks more modern. You know, this is what you're seeing in a lot of heat transfer vinyl, silk screening, you know, home decor, pillows, that kind of thing. It's often a non-serif font, kind of, you know, like an Arial or a block that's, you know, straight lines and right angles and so forth, paired with a script or something that's really curvy and swirly and soft.
Beautiful.
Instead of two geometric fonts fighting each other. You know, it's really a lot of fun. So, but we also have some built-in pre-made subway tiles that do a really great job of mixing fonts. So all of these things, believe it or not, almost all of them are built into a ready-made, what we call subway tile. So let's go into the software and take a look at that. Okay, we'll start a new screen. And up here in text designs, I have all these cute little charms. Oh my goodness, there's so many fun things in here. And we have some different fonts that are already pre-made that are kind of, this one's very Victorian look and the other two are kind of juvenile. And then we have some geometric accents. And then we have subway tiles. So let's take a look at Grandma. Let's take the first one. And we'll click off of her and turn it 3D. Now, that may not be you, huh, Sue? Or, maybe you're not a baker. Maybe you're, maybe you don't tell stories. Well, all grandmoms tell stories. That's what we do, right?
I'm not a grandma yet.
Oh, you're not a grandma yet. Okay. All right.
No, not yet. Yeah. My kids are just done university. I got to wait.
Yeah. Wait. And, hopefully there's plenty of time for that, right? Because they have to be ready. It's not about you being ready. They have to be ready to be parents, right?
Yep. I control it. I control myself.
That's right. Okay. But what if you want to make this grandpa? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to ungroup it. Almost everything that comes in the software is grouped, and that's just, to keep things tidy. So you'll right click and then hit ungroup. Now we can select almost everything. So instead of grandmom, I'm just going to select grandma and now put grandpa, and we'll hit apply. And, he doesn't bake, and maybe Faith is not, a good, a big part of his life, but maybe he really likes to fish. So now we can go and let's put fishing in there. And we'll do that in all caps. And we'll go back to the select tool, and I'm going to turn that like 180. Kind of. And we're going to fit that in there. We're going to squeeze it in there and then make him nice and tall.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fun?
Yep.
Yeah. And he doesn't want a needle, so we're definitely going to take out that needle. We'll just delete that. And he's probably not very sweet, right? But he might be fun. But anyway, I spent a lot of time on this earlier today, and this is what I came up with. And so,
awesome.
My husband, this is what he's known for. He likes to fish. He takes the kids on vacation and, builds great memories by doing so. He's very wise. Oh, and boy, does he have stories to tell. And he likes to spoil the grandkids. He's a great grill master, so we put that in there. And, instead of the cupcake or the hearts all in here, in Word Art and Stitches, built right into those charm designs is that really fun fish hook. And a mariner's compass, because, he likes to hike and so forth, and he's always trying to teach the kids how to read a compass and, all that. So, you can customize all this stuff just with a couple clicks of software. Isn't that fun, Sue?
Totally fun. What a perfect gift that would be, on anything, like on a jacket for grandpa.
T-shirt, pillow,
anything. Yeah.
Notebook cover. Yeah.
They would love it. They would love it. Any grandpa would love it. And it's from the heart too.
Yeah. It's right. And it's customized. And of course, I just these are colors that I picked real quick, but you can also customize by color. Now, Denise Looney says that she wished she had a frame for something that big. So, I wouldn't worry about that, because let's go back into the software. Yes, we can save this all as one design, but let's go ahead and select a hoop. And I'm going to say, Denise, that you have a 5x7 hoop. I'm just making that up because I don't know really what you have. And then you can see the hoop is now on the screen, right? So I'm going to put the design in that frame. And I can see that I can't stitch all of that in there, but I most certainly can do family. So I may very well split this up so I can do it in sections. And maybe it's better to, turn it this way so that we get more of the long words in the long area of the embroidery design. So now, like, look right here. There's your one design. And let's go ahead and select barbecue too. There's your first hooping. And here's your second hooping with this and this. That's your second and your third. Come on, all together now. All right, let's get rid of that hoop. And you just save these as 3 different embroidery designs. That's all. You just copy, paste it into a new file, save each one, print a template of them, and then you put it together on the fabric. So don't be afraid of having a small hoop. Let me tell you, Sue, I know I'm going to speak for Sue. I'm going to make this up like that she really knows what I'm about to say. But I know, I'll bet Sue's been stitching for over 20 years. And when we started, we only had 4x4 and 5x7 hoops. That was it. And we've been doing stuff like that, like this.
Bigger stuff.
For 20 years. And all of that without a big hoop. So don't worry about it. In fact, small hoops make a more skilled embroiderer. Right?
Yeah, I always say if you can do it in a big hoop, you could do it more in a small hoop. It just takes longer. Anything I do on the luminaire, you can do on a 5x7. It's just simply going to take longer. A few more hoopings.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some other fun samples that I have, because I did have a lot of stitching that I wanted to share with you. So, like, what else is fun to stitch for letters is ribbons. Oh my goodness. Ribbons are a fast decoration to, any kind of home decor item, to a wreath, maybe to a pumpkin, this, trick or treat, hocus pocus, part of a big bow that it wraps around the pumpkin. These are fun things to do. And, Denise, if you only have a 4x4 hoop, well, you're going to have 1 hooping, 2, and 3. Not a big deal. Learn how to use templates. Master that, because that's the way to go.
Those were awesome.
Aren't they fun?
Oh, yeah.
Fun. Okay, so let's see. You can also, change the shape of text. So see how we have this curved? We call these envelopes, and that's a simple editing, text editing technique. That's a feature in the software, so easy to do. Stitch Ripper started out as a regular, rectangular words, and then we morphed them with the envelopes. And speaking of morphing, you can make things look 3D, like that the word is really wrapping around that sugar bowl. So, or jar, I guess we should say. That's another feature in the software. Very easy to do. And of course, babies. We love all stitching for babies. Well, here, this is so fast. It's a little lovey. And the monogram, or just the baby's name with a little bear paw and the date of the birth, all stitched out on that little lovey. That's adorable. That becomes a keepsake, right?
Definitely. I love that.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Okay, so what else do we have? Oh, then we have some kind of spectacular fonts, right? And you have a favorite, Sue.
I do.
Up. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my camera's here. So let's see your favorite.
Okay, my favorite font, other than the Taj Mahal, but this is the number one. It's called the Waffle Font. And isn't that awesome?
It's awesome.
It's done with variegated thread.
Yeah.
And I love it. Anytime I use it, people are like, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
It's a font. It's all programmed in there. And anything to do with variegated thread looks awesome. I love it. So that is my favorite. I think it has character. It's fun. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that's the Waffle Font.
Yeah. And that was digitized specifically for variegated thread. That was the idea of it. So, because, variegated thread, right? You get that striped effect on many fonts. not always so desirable. It might be in some applications, but that waffle font really spreads the color throughout that
Stunning.
font.
Stunning.
Yeah, it is stunning. Here's another font that's in the software that was digitized specifically for our variegated thread. So it's very soft, very elegant, and it just has some narrow fill areas that let that color, let that thread build up so that you get the full expression of the variegated thread. And that's kind of a favorite, very elegant. This
I
is what they're
love that.
drinking. Yeah, these are coasters in the South. This is what they put their iced tea glass on, right? That elegant coaster. Okay, let's see. Applique, do you want to go big and bold? Applique is a great way to do that because you can go really, really big in applique fonts. It's just a satin stitch outline. So as you know, they can get really large. I have a denim jacket to show you of one that is really large. So here's a jacket back. Now look how big that is. That's probably about 8 inches tall. And so that satin is just gorgeous. And of course, we don't have to worry about what's inside because it's applique fabric, right? Just stitches beautifully.
Beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that fun? Yep, super fun. Okay, so in the software, there are applique fonts. That was one of them. That was Arial or Block. And then here are some others. That's Hobo. And I don't remember what this one is, but they're, all really colorful. Well, they're as colorful as you want them because you add the fabric. And of course, puffy foam. Puffy fonts. Look at them. Look at the dimension on that. Let's see if I can show you that.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Yep.
See that? Isn't that
Wow.
cool?
Yep.
I know. It's really raised, and they're digitized for a 3mm embroidery foam. So just gorgeous. And of course, great for Halloween. So here's a combination. I used the puffy foam font up here, and then I morphed Treat down here. No puffy in this font. Never worry about mixing your fonts. Here we actually have 3 different fonts, and they all add to the message. And of course, look at this. Ask me about my cats. I don't have cats, but there's a woman that works with us here who has a sign just like this sitting behind her in her desk. And every time I go in to see her, I just chuckle because when I look at her face, I look right behind her. This is what's behind her. It's hysterical. Just cracks me up. She loves her cats. Yeah. People love their cats. So let's see. Oh, Star Raymond loves the denim jacket. Yeah, I know. It's super fun.
That's beautiful.
Right?
It's beautiful.
It was fun. It was fun to make that. Okay, so let's see what other comments we have, and then we're going to show On the House.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about On the House. So you've been hosting sew-alongs on Saturday, once a month, after we reveal the On the House project, right?
Yes. Every Saturday, once a month after you reveal it, we set it up and we go. And it's Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's our favorite time. We just love it. Most people show up about a half an hour, 45 minutes early so they can chat.
Wow, that's so fun.
It's a family, gang,
so
rather.
You just kind of start the live session, even though you're not teaching right then, right? And they just all take over.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. Yeah. We're not always ready a half an hour beforehand, but yeah they could still chat until I start. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, answer a lot of questions, do a lot of stitching, and I go through your design step by step so they know how to do it when they want.
That's great. Well, let's see. Cindy King, she says 9 o'clock Texas time. That's when she tunes in. Good to know.
She's always there.
Is she?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. And Phil Beck, she catches it when she can. Star Raymond, she does it, has joined a few times. And I know Rita Rank is in here somewhere. I haven't.
You can always watch the rerun too if you can't catch it at that time in the morning.
Right. And so Ruth Ann is asking, she says 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, but
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, but daylight savings time, right? right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
So
confusing.
I know.
Yes.
So yeah, some parts of the country don't do daylight savings, but your time is daylight savings. So yeah. So there's a favorite feature of yours that I neglected to show. I think we got to jump back in there and show it. The bubble feature.
Oh, yes, it
Yeah.
is. I love
Yeah.
it.
All right. So we have this little cloud up here. So when you click on that, a new window appears. And now I'm going to select my shape. And I have lots of words, right? But I don't need to do that. I can click on this little ellipse here, and that will bring me up to a viewable window. So I'm going to go ahead and select this sewing machine. Click OK. Now, there's lots of information here, right? There's the size. So I'm going to go ahead and make that, I'm going to make that 10 inches because that's going to fit in an 8x12 hoop. Now my border, which is the outline of my sewing machine, I can just leave it as artwork, meaning it will never sew. It can be a run stitch or a satin or an applique. So I'm just going to do a run stitch. Now the words that I want to write are, I have to type them in there. So we'll start with sew. Make sure your cap's on or off, whatever you want. We'll do create. And then how about if we do, let's see, embroider. That's a pretty big word. And when I say big word, I mean lots of letters, right? Yeah, quilt. What else? That's enough. Okay. And now here we have orientation. So orthogonal means in any direction. Horizontal means all the words will be in a horizontal format or vertical, and any means they're going to go every which way. So for this, I'm going to start with horizontal. Why not? And there are preset font combinations already in here, but you can create your own. And I'll just stick with the block. There are also preset colors in here. So let's go with
love that
ocean.
part.
Yeah, you like that part? Do you like to make your own palettes?
Yes, but some of the built-in ones, they look stunning.
Yeah,
it's just all figured out for you. It's easy. I love it.
Yeah. And then also notice the object setting. So that really means like the size of the text. And, minimum is 30% and maximum is 120. Now, you might be thinking, wow, how does that manage? How does the software manage that? Well, we have micro fonts, teeny tiny little fonts that the software will add to this bubble, shall we say. We'll just put a little heart in there, or maybe we won't. We'll do none. And now we're going to apply. And there you go. Look how fun that is.
I think
right?
that's so amazing. I love it. I love
You
it.
love it.
And you could take that and stitch it out right away.
Right away. Or we could hit apply again. So let's do that. Now, one thing we have to remember is if we hit apply, we can't go back. So if you love it, say okay. If you don't love it, then keep going. Yeah, see, I don't really like that one that much. So we'll do one more, and then we'll love it. Okay, that's not horrible. I like that. And we'll hit OK. And now it's on my screen. And sure looks busy, but that's all right. It comes in grouped. And I'm going to ungroup it. And now you can change whatever you want. Like right here, we have a whole lot of quilts, right? So I'm going to, I'm just going to get rid of one, right? Or maybe I want one to be bright yellow. So I'm going to add a color chip and then change the color of that and make that bright yellow. Now he really sticks out, but that I'm just showing you all the creativity you can have with this. So much fun, right, Sue?
I love it. I've actually done one in a shape that I put the person's name in medium large, but in a different color to make it stand out. Oh, they loved it. They loved it.
And you can put different, adjectives that maybe remind you of that person, or if
that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a person that's traveled an awful lot, you can put the places that they've been, that kind of thing. Okay, we're just going to keep talking to Sue for a minute, and I'm going to see if I can find a project that I want to share with you from a long time ago. This might just take a minute. But Sue, she's a good tap dancer, aren't you, Sue?
Tap dancer. No.
No?
No, I don't tap dance. I
Okay.
ride a Harley and embroider, and that's about it.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. My two
Okay.
favorite things.
Yeah. Well, here is, I have my daughter and her husband have traveled an awful lot. So one year for Christmas, I made them this pillow.
Wow.
And it, you know, they love it. It still is in their family room. They use it all the time.
That's amazing. What a great idea.
Isn't that fun? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, this is several years old. So now they need a bigger pillow because they've been other places. So let's see. Tanya wants to know, she says, are there micro fonts to choose from in the software, like recipes for towels? Yes, ma'am. So at the top of the toolbar, I'll bring up a new screen. At the top of the toolbar is the letter F for font with a magnifying glass, and that means add micro text. And so when I do that, these are all the micro fonts that are in the software. You have to remember, boy, micro fonts, not every font can be digitized tiny. It's not possible with embroidery thread. But these have been digitized specifically for this size, and they can be as small as 4 millimeters. So recipes and Bible verses, poems, children's storybooks, adult storybooks, whatever you want to stitch in small lettering, you can do that with these micro fonts, and they're beautiful. Now, we do recommend that you use a 60 weight thread, and Dime does make exquisite 60 weight thread. It's a finer thread than the standard 40 weight, and that's exactly what you need because you don't want a lot of thread buildup on those satin columns, right, Sue?
They look much better with the 60 weight thread. Night and day kind of difference. You can get away with it if you don't have any. They still do look good. You just maybe might have to make it a little bit bigger. But all those fonts are beautiful, stitched out small, no matter what thread you use. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, so Cindy Ball here is asking, do I remember the fonts, the name of the font on the travel couch pillow? Well, I used the feature in Word Art and Stitches, and I selected the block letters. Let's just go ahead and do that again. Okay, so we can select a heart. Not really sure where that would be. I don't know where that is. So we'll just do a rectangle. How about that? And we'll just write in some words. So this is a good lesson. So here we want to do New York, but we want that to stay together. So I'm going to type new, and the ellipse, is it the ellipse? I think so. And York, and then those two words will stay together. And I think there was Paris, and there was Crowley, and Norfolk, and on and on and on. Vancouver. Thank you, my Canadian friend. Remembered that. Chicago. Okay. And then so the font combo, I just used block. It was right in my choices, and I used horizontal, and then I hit apply. And we can apply again, until you get the look that you want. Now, remember, I used a heart. I'm not quite sure where that heart is in what category. Yeah, that's kind of looking more like it. And of course, I had many more words in there. So when you have a large number of words in the wizard that you are, creating, you won't have as many repeats of the words, right? Like here we have Chicago an awful lot. I only had 4 or 5 names typed in as compared to the original. But, that's a good start, right? So you can actually, right here, now I can just change these individually, like this Chicago. We'll want to ungroup that. And then here on this Chicago, I can go ahead and type in Savannah. And, talk about playing in software. This is right? This is what I do in front of the TV, right, Sue? How about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a laptop upstairs that I put my
Yeah.
feet up, and I usually go to this software or my lace maker because that's my favorite. I love my lace maker.
Yeah. Okay. So Roberta says 60 weight, both top and bobbin. So in the top is the 60 weight exquisite polyester embroidery thread. And in the bobbin is traditional embroidery bobbin thread. So whether you use I'm not going to get into those sizes. Bobbin thread is bobbin thread. That's what you're going to put in the bobbin. And let's see, Sheila wants to know, Sheila Vetter, do we have the thread weight on your spools? We sure do. We sure do. Well, actually, we don't. I thought we did. But the green spools are 40 weight, and the white spools are 60 weight. And I don't have one handy right here, but you'll just have to believe me. It's on our website for sure. Okay.
I don't have a white one out. It's in my drawers.
Oh, well, your husband says he cannot get you to stop working.
It's true. It's true.
It's true.
Creativity doesn't sleep enough.
Yeah. Let's see. And what size needle and thread? So 60 weight needle and a 65.9 thread needle. What did I say? 60 weight thread, 65.9 needle, sharp needle, not a ballpoint. Well, I guess that would depend on the fabric. All right. What else did we have? Oh, on the house. On the house. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So first, let's take a look at what we found out there. Susan, look, she did the fall already. She used variegated thread for the sweater. How fun is that?
That's nice. That looks great, actually.
Does look great. Looks just really fall-like. Oh, and Ann Philbeck did the spring girl, the gardening girl, stunning girl in the spring. It's adorable.
Those are so cute.
I know. They really are adorable. And let's see. Who's next? Junie Barr. That's super cute. Look, she did fringe flowers on the outside, right? Framing, flanking. Sunny Girl. Beautiful. That's Sunny Girl 4x4. She's really cute. And then we also have Nina. She did her Four Seasons coasters. Gorgeous job. Look at that fun fabric she chose for the tray, huh?
I love it. I love it. That was a lot of fun to do that stitch out. A lot of fun. And then it makes such a great gift. They look beautiful.
Yeah, it is a great gift. It really is. And, you know, it doesn't have to be seasonal, right? You just kind of, if you're going to someone's home and you've been there before, you know their color choices in their home, try to match that. And if not, just go neutral. It doesn't really matter. And then we also have Jennifer Alexander. Sorry about that R, Jennifer, hanging way down there. Sorry, but she did the luggage tag. Nice job. Beautiful job.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Everybody was ready to hit the road in June, I think. Well, this week is the Sunny Girl project, the On the House project for August. And it is a quilt label. And you're going to get all 4 seasons. So, I'm in the wrong software. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So we have a winter Sunny Girl. So in a moment, we'll take a closer look. I neglected to bring in the actual image of winter Sunny Girl, but I want to show you the quilt label that you'll do. So now you have all 4 Sunny Girls, right? Isn't that fun?
Yeah. That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah. So, and it's super easy. And if you have a 4x4 hoop, you can do this. You're going to do it in 2 hoopings. Otherwise, this is 5x7. If you have software, you could take out that satin line and just add a new line of text. Or you could keep the satin line and you could write, with a permanent marker, your name and the name of the gift recipient. So let's take a look at how we make it super easy, Sue. You're going to hoop stabilizer with your quilt label fabric and stitch all the colors. They are colorful. There's a lot of colors in Sunny Girl. And then you're going to add right sides together a piece of fabric. It's about, 6 by 8 inches, larger than the finished design, and stitch the next color, which will tack it down. And that's a 2-ply run stitch. So it's going to go around twice, and it has an opening at the top. Take that out of the hoop, trim it well. Notice how the corners, I clipped out some of that excess fabric on the corners, so that when you turn it, you get a nice rounded corner without any wrinkles or puckers or so forth. I do like to press it at this point and press down that excess seam allowance at the top. And then when we turn it right side out, you're in a 4x4 hoop, sorry. But when you turn it right side out, then you can just edge stitch all the way around. So
that makes it easier.
That does make it easier. So I want to find the images of Sunny Girl Winter, because I went to the trouble of making her those images, and I wanted to show you what they were. So just bear with me a minute. Here we go. And that's a PNG. So that's your 5x7, and here's your 4x4. Now, what if you aren't, you don't really want all that black hair on Sunny Girl? Well, if you have Word Art and Stitches, you can change her hair color. So let's take a look at how you do that.
We'll open Sunny Girl, our original Sunny Girl, and let's lock all of the elements of Sunny Girl, except the black. We'll leave that as is. And I'm just clicking on the padlock to lock each of these different elements. That way, if I inadvertently place my mouse over one of them, I can't change anything about it. Then unlock just the black color. So we'll select each element that we want to change the color on, and the chin, the detail on the cheeks, the nose, the lips, and the other cheek. And now we'll add a color, and I'm going to assign a new color to that doesn't match anything in the design. And then I'll right click. Notice all of those elements are still selected, and I'll right click to assign that new color to the green. Now I just click on the black color chip and change that to, let's make her blonde, or let's make her a silver. And then all we have to do is assign black to the original areas that we want black. And now Sunny Girl is a little bit older. Isn't she adorable?
She's so cute.
That's awesome. That's easy to do too.
I
love it.
It is easy to do. And there's a lot of black elements. So that short video really kind of simplified that task, because if you're trying to capture each, little, that's the easy way to do it. And I think you'll really enjoy that. And, she could be blonde, she could be brunette, she could be a redhead, you name it, purple, pink.
Why not?
Why not? In all colors today, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. So you have an easy project for Saturday, Sue, but I did, I was thinking of you, how many hoopings, you would have to go through and so forth when I designed this. And I thought, well, it would be easy for Sue to do a quilt label, and everybody needs quilt labels. And maybe we should start a new way to do things and make the quilt label first instead of last, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I think that's a good idea. Then you have it. It already. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Barbara Jones says, I need an accountability partner to help me use my software more often.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Sue Brown, she'll hold you to it.
Yep.
Check in with her every Saturday, right?
Yep, for sure. And when we start doing more classes, I did a couple in the last couple of weeks. Then I got distracted with Halloween stuff. But they're the don't be scared of series. So don't be scared of small lettering
Mhm.
in PEP software, and don't be scared of small satin stitches. So we're talking about, how small is too small
Yeah,
lettering and stuff. So I'll be doing more of those. So that'll get you playing with your software.
that's awesome. Well, she says thanks, Sue. Can't wait to meet you. So that's awesome. And
Awesome.
so, yeah, so let's see. Diane Mills wants to know, are all these programs included in the main program? They're not included, Diane. They're all a separate purchase. But once you start using Dime software, and if you continue, if you purchase one program or two or all of them, they will all be housed in the same place. So easy access. It's not like you have to find a number of different icons on your laptop or your computer and, what program am I in? You have access to all of the ones that you've purchased in that software program, which is really great. So, well, Sue, thank you so much for joining me today. It was so great to have you here. It's been too long. So I hope you'll come back. And we have to have you back for Halloween, right? So maybe
Yes,
next
yes.
month. So what is that date? Let's see. September 29th, because we'll be rolling out all of October stuff, right?
I'll be there for sure. Because that'll be fun. I'll decorate a little bit too. I haven't done that yet, but I will be more Halloween stuff.
Oh, sure. It's early. You don't have to do it yet. You don't have to be like
but I can. See,
Yeah.
I can. I don't start it in June or July, but we're almost at September, so I'm okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Joyce Leary wants to know, how do I join Sue's program? She's at omlembroidery.com. And when you go there, you're going to find links to her Facebook University, OML University, which is a Facebook group, and also her YouTube channel. So just jump there and then you'll be guided to all the right places, right, Sue?
Yep. And everything's free unless you want to buy designs, but everything else is free. Classes, sew-alongs, the whole bit. So it's easy for everybody.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Sue, again for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. I'll see you here next month.
Okay, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.